Sentire Media.
All right, hey there, friends of the podcast. Thank you so much for downloading today's episode on the 24th of March, 2019.
May.
It's May, thank you. Hello. It is 5:02 in the morning. That's right, you heard it. We have been up since 3:30. I don't know. I popped out of bed this morning.
Me too.
As you can hear by the speed and the energy in my voice, we are not half asleep.
No, properly caffeinated.
Properly caffeinated and ready to go. If anyone is interested, today the sun came over the hills at 4:35.
We know that exactly because Rustino freaking started crowing. We could not believe it. Jason was like, go check. Is there a sliver of light outside? And sure enough, there was. And cock-a-doodle-doo. He was going strong right away.
So let me set it up. My name is Jason. Ashley, you just heard from. And together we own and run La Tavola Marche, a little agriturismo down a dirt road in the middle of nowhere called Piobico, Italia. And it's our little slice of heaven. Early this morning, end of May, and it's interesting. Those of you who listen to the podcast will hear me complain about the weather.
Complain about everything.
And how we had no water. And if you listen to me about a month,
you were working on your irrigation system.
Yeah, well, everything has changed. It's like it flipped. It's like the spring flipped. And this month of May, end of April and month of May has been like March. And March was warm and dry.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. For those who haven't listened, this was our kind of warmest, driest winter. We did get a little bit of snow, but not enough. And just a dry winter all around. Well, April showers brought more May showers, and it has been wet.
It's been wet for about 6 weeks now, and the garden has nothing in it. I mean, it has potatoes in it, and it has some onions in it that we snuck in, just kind of really just snuck them in. But I've been sitting there looking. I'm putting in a whole beautiful professional drip system, and I just have tubes laying everywhere because you can't even walk on the garden.
Not only that, you were in slight emergency mode come April that we weren't going to have enough water. So you've prepared the house for emergency backup using the sulfur water if necessary.
Thanks to the help from Ashley's dad, Marty, we talked about it. We hooked up one of the wells that we didn't use for drinking and made it possible to filter it out and run it to the house. But it doesn't look like that's going to be necessary.
It's Murphy's Law. It's classic. I love it. And also we had our first guests for the season we kicked off a week ago with our Made in La Marche package. Sold out, full house. It was a great group of guests. And the day before they arrived, we had all the patio furniture set up. Everything looked great. The lights hung. Jason had the pool freaking opened, and Gaji comes up and was walking around in classic Gaji. What are you doing with all this stuff out? It's going to pour. And I was like, I know, but it has to be out when the guests arrive. It's got to look good and welcoming and like it's alive. Not that everything's still put away for winter. And he's like, you're going to ruin your tables. The freaking SOB was right.
We brought out we got nice teak outdoor furniture last year. And for those of you shopping this year for outdoor furniture, teak's awesome. It looks really pretty, but it's really high maintenance. You got to paint that stuff with the UV and the sealant like 2 or 3 times during the summer. And I didn't have a chance. We brought it out, and I have all the products here, and they're sitting next to it, and it just wouldn't stop raining or being really windy. So I was like, screw it. They have to be out. They have to be out because otherwise the patio looks empty. So I'm like, screw it. It's a week. What could happen?
I don't know why. 1 week. 1 week. Ton of water damage, it feels like.
Ton of water damage on
Stain.
the tables. On the tables mostly. So they have no protection. And I thought, well, how much can it do in 7 days? A lot.
It did a lot.
I had to put them away.
The weather report has not changed. It's still looking wet and rainy, so they've been brought back inside.
We have our beautiful outdoor little
new patio
sitting area.
Our new lounge.
No, we haven't even brought out the cushions for that yet. So this is true throughout most of Italy. There's this weird trough of air being pulled down from the north, and it just keeps back. It's like we've watched it. Just this storm just keeps circling over the peninsula. So that's what's going on weather-wise around here. Not too happy. I thought I was going to get into the garden today, but last night it poured again.
Ooh, anyone interested in the weather in Europe, check out, I love on Facebook, Severe Weather Europe. Just a little plug. It's a cool one to follow. Great pics and really interesting cloud formations and weather reports for what's going on out here. So what else is going on? Jason had some friends in town, and it gave us the opportunity to do something we haven't done in a long time.
Staycation.
Staycation.
We were trying to figure out where to take everyone and where to go, and what we kind of forget sometimes is there's a lot to do. Hello, people come to our house to go on their vacations all the time. Why are we think we have to drive hours? So we just did a kind of within an hour's drive of our house things to do, and I had a blast.
It was fun. We went up to Urbino, which we've talked about before. This is where the Duke's Palace, the Duke who reigned over Montefeltro, which is the northern Marche area that we live in. And it's a beautiful, stunning UNESCO World Heritage Site. And in the freaking 12 years we've been here, we're not Humongous Museum people. We finally...
hold on.
Okay.
I am. But every time we go to a museum, I'm not allowed to read any of the... We have to keep it moving.
Oh, it's all my fault.
No, I just feel like I'm always rushed. And when I want to read the little plaques or whatever, it's always like, come on.
Well, yeah, let's keep it moving. But so we thought, all right, let's pop into the Palazzo Ducale, the Duke's Palace, which is the National Gallery as well. And on the first floor, the ground floor, it's a open free exhibit. And it's just stunning. There's incredible stones and artifacts. I don't know.
We killed an hour just walking around.
And just the gardens in there. It was so pretty.
You can buy tickets and go tour the whole palace, but they had 1,000 high schoolers or kids that day, and it was like, I don't want to.
Let's keep it moving.
But it was great. The first floor, and then you can go to the gift shop, and you feel like you went there.
Exactly.
Actually, we did go there.
And then another great thing in Urbino is to walk up, take the hike to the top of the city and go to the fortress. It's just it's a park up at the top overlooking the city, and it's the old fortress. And it's just a great spot to kind of chill. You could bring up a lunch, some beers or wine, sit under the trees. What?
I'm just thinking about I'm just remembering. I forget that we live where all these little towns are hilltop towns.
Yes.
And you park at the bottom. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze.
It's allergy season, so I'm coughing up a storm. Jason can't stop sneezing.
Okay,
Bear with us.
Thank you. You park at the bottom, and you walk up, and it's just it's hilltop town. And when you have friends or people from out of town, I forget that it's not like
there's a lot of hills here.
It's like, yeah. And after a while, they're like, another hilltop town, huh? It's like, well, that's Central Italy.
We're going up again?
Yeah, they're all built on the top of hills.
Oh my gosh! And
so there was a little complaining about.
There is. Well, Urbino is pretty steep, but
so is Gubbio.
Well, that's what I was going to say as well. After Urbino, a great kind of detour coming back to our farmhouse, taking a little long way home, is through the Furlo Gorge. We do that every once in a while. It's a place. It's where the road between Rome and Fano is the Via Flaminia, old Roman road, and the highway now kind of detours off that original road. And if you get off the expressway heading towards Fano or coming back towards our house, you can take this little, at one point, it drops down to a one-lane road along the river, the Canigliano River, the same river that's along our house that just gets wide and swollen down there. And you are in this fantastic nature reserve. You go through a tunnel that was chiseled out by the Romans. You see an old Roman bridge.
Roman slaves, let's be honest.
This is true. And it's set in this deep gorge, and it's just stunning.
When you come out, there's I don't know what the name of that church is. Every time
I have no idea.
I know
the Furlo Church.
Yeah, I see it on the side there. It's San Cristanzo, whatever. It's this big white church that is built in 1052, and it's more. It's not the Roman Catholic feel. It's more of the like, hey, we sacrifice.
There was some pagan
on that altar.
Yeah, there were sacrifices on that altar for sure.
Absolutely.
And there's a fantastic park right there where you could stop and have like a little piadina beer, sit in the shade, go put your feet in the river. It's a really cool spot, whether it's let the kids run around or as adults just kind of chill.
And we stopped there and had a beer, and I forgot how nice it is just to sit there and have a drink. And there were a few people there. It wasn't crazy. It wasn't the weekend, but it was really, really nice.
It was.
So then another day we went the opposite direction about the same time. It's about 45 minutes to get to Urbino, depending on how Formula One you drive the roads, in the same distance to Gubbio, just the opposite direction.
Gubbio is in Umbria. We've talked about it before. We were there at Christmas time for the lighting of the huge, quote-unquote, world's largest Christmas tree. That's another story. But Gubbio is great. We send guests there a lot, and we've never had anyone come back that didn't enjoy it. It's a lovely city to wander about. It's kind of it's still a walled city, but it's a bit more sprawling in the way it's not quite so tight all around one main piazza, if you will.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
It's a bit more, you kind of climb your way up. Again, hill town.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful Roman amphitheater that you drive right by.
It's at the parking lot.
Yeah.
That's the best part of Italy. Where do you park? Oh, at that stunning Roman amphitheater. That's the parking lot right there. But we did something that one of our guests had suggested it, and I think it was Dee Dee and Chris. And they had told us years ago that they had taken the little, I think they called it like the little cable car. And
it's a funicular.
Exactly. From Gubbio up to the top of because Gubbio's set in the Apennine Mountains and like into the wall of it. And you take this funicular up to the top. How many meters do you remember how high up you go?
I don't remember. It's a good ride though. And this funicular is not.
Oh.
It's not scary like rickety, but it's definitely Italian. Like
we just did one of these in the Alps, and that one was like a ski lift, luxury lift. And this was like a cage you jump into.
They slow it down, but don't stop it. And you kind of hop in. You have to have 3-4 quick steps, and you kind of hop into it. It's fine. It's cool. I liked it.
If you are above the age, I think, of 60 or 65,
they'll stop it
for you. But you click your way up to the top, slowly stopping here and there. It is, at certain points, really close to the edge of the wall of the mountain.
It was great. We went up again. Another, of course, what is up at the top? But another church,
another hill,
and another church. But up there is where. So every year they have a lot of these different kind of festivals, and they were getting ready to do what was the?
I forget what it's called.
We never have information.
No, you're gonna have to look it up. Palio, Palio, is a race.
It's a race.
They do these races all over Italy, whether it's the horse racing in Siena that's super famous, or they have frog races in our area, anything in between. And in Gubbio, they have a very famous race where they take these 3 massive wooden candlestick things.
Yeah, candlesticks.
I don't even know if they're candlesticks. Who knows what they really are?
They're called paraffina. They're called.
Yeah, I don't even know.
They're giant.
They're super giant and heavy.
10 guys to hold the holder then this like candlestick that must weigh
almost
a ton.
like an obelisk, like a mini obelisk, and then I think they either bring it down
from the top down. Yeah.
Yeah, they bring it all the way down to the piazza, and they have to carry this thing. It's a race down. It's insane. And so up at the church at the top, we saw the big, huge 3 famous candlestick things. Look it up. Google it.
They were getting ready to do it for all the different neighborhoods. Had their flags out. Gubbio's a fun town.
It is. So staycations are nice. We even just went to our little neighboring town, Urbania, which we're in everyday grocery shopping, to the hardware store, doing the runaround. But we rarely just go in to stop at the Enoteca and have a drink, go visit our friends at the pottery shop, and just kind of stroll around taking Instagram photos. I was trying to get your attention.
Goings on and happenings in Italy. Let's see. End of the month here is it starts today, I believe. Yeah, it starts today. European elections and local elections for Italy are going on, and we don't talk politics, but it is a little bit of daily life because all the posters and banners for all the different candidates are going up, and they like erect these billboards like in the middle, like in front of town,
the post office, town hall,
to put them up. You see a lot of ads with guys, women, and men kissing babies, and
it's all photo
op.
Yeah, they're showing. Facebook's full of the mayor showing what he did throughout the last year and stuff. And don't forget, I put this in, and
it's just kind of very hysterical, small time. My favorite part is they still do this. Is a day or two before the election, they will have some like crappy little van with a loudspeaker on it, and someone goes through town shouting into it. I have no idea what they're saying because it's so turned up and overmodulated that you can't understand a word, but they're making some kind of announcement for the voting.
One last poll. I know you've talked about it before, but tell quickly the story of one of the years when Giorgio Mocchi was running and the lineup of people.
Well, we shouldn't say names.
It's okay. It's our mayor.
Okay. One of our first years, I'll remember it. It was right around this time of year, and they were doing the voting. And I remember seeing our mayor walking through Piobico, like doing the whole politician handshake thing. And I remember him sitting down at one of the cafes, and like kind of an informal line starting up. And I was very curious about this because it wasn't like people were queued like you were signing books or something, but you could see like 6 or 8 people were all kind of milling about, and when one person would shake his hand and walk away, the next person would kind of sit down. So there was something going on, and I tried to kind of get over and over here and see, and it was basically the townspeople doing the quid pro quo, like.
You're fixing the road, right?
You're fixing the road. I'm voting for you, and you're going to fix the road, yeah? Or whatever their problem.
The light that's out on my street.
Or whatever they wanted. And it was really funny seeing this kind of this whole thing going down, that there was an agreement that, okay, I'm going to give you my vote, but you're going to do this, right?
Exactly.
And
it's just so small town. We never saw that in Brooklyn.
No,
that was behind closed doors.
Yeah. And I'm sure this is stifling for our communities, this kind of system. But
hopefully it's working, because this could be why we've seen some action on the road closure.
Yes. So we've talked about this before. After our road,
after our house,
the shortcut to Sant'Angelo or Apecchio, the road totally fell out over a year ago. Yeah. Nothing has happened. They just put up cement barriers. Nothing. Well, the last 6 weeks, lo and behold, there's a giant digger that dug out side of a hill. There's been giant machines coming up and down. And then yesterday I'm in the garden and I see a flatbed truck with the 2 cement barriers that were on either end.
Blocking.
Yeah, blocking the fallout in the road. And I thought, oh my God.
Are we back open?
Are we
there's been a lot of buzz in town that the road's getting back open, but it was like,
so we
hold your horses.
We hop in
the
car and go down there, and what they did is they got rid of the cement barriers, but now they put a chain, and they have dug into the side and kind of made it. There's a good 20 centimeters a foot of mud, like
deep.
It is if you have a 4-wheel drive or a hardcore, little hunting car, you could pass on this new makeshift road.
If you're a guest arriving for the first time at La Tavola Marche, you do not want this to be your arrival.
So we want to know what's going on. Are they going to keep going? Are they done? Is this because the people who live on that side are absolutely furious. Is this a cheap fix? Because it's around voting, it's around the elections. Like, all right,
hey, we can do elections. Hey, see.
Hey, we're in a place where there's 2,000 people here. So if you have 7 or 8 people who want to raise a stink, that's something.
Those are numbers.
So do you do something to appease those 7 or 8 people? And all they did is, I swear to God, it's a death trap. It's going to fall again.
I know.
And it's with a lock. So do you give the people that just have to get back and forth the key and say,
Jace was like, I need a key. How do we get this?
I need a key. We could do it. We could do it in our little crappy car.
Oh my gosh.
But it's hysterical. That
I know.
I want to see why. Why all of a sudden is there all of a sudden snap to action?
And classic as well. We've had all of this spring rain, the road work that was done throughout our road in the winter of covering the holes with the just the gravel like they freaking do every year. All gone.
All gone, yeah.
All washed out. It's like, oh my God, we barely had our first guests and the holes are back. Classic.
But it's not all bad out here.
Oh no, it's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. Everything's really green, and I'm not scared that we're going to run out of water in August anymore. It's just
no. And this year, we have a ton of woodpeckers everywhere. Little baby woodpeckers. Well, woodpecker is the national or the regional bird, the regional symbol.
They're funny. They have mohawks.
Yeah, and they're everywhere this year. The little ones. It's kind of cute. We're just hoping the cats keep their distance.
Final update. The tractor. Oh yeah, supposedly it's coming.
We got an email yesterday.
Sure.
Real loosey-goosey, I was like, any updates? We haven't heard from you guys. And just a little, should be there next week.
Allegedly, we have an accordo with collaboration with New Holland, and we're going to be getting one of New Holland tractor. And the ironic part is it will come as soon as the whole garden's in and everything is set for the summer. And
it's going to be a 0-kilometer tractor.
It's not going to get a lot of use. I needed a tractor 2 months ago.
Seriously.
But it's coming. It's coming, as is Christmas.
Since June is coming close and we don't do very consistent podcasts, we thought we would do one for the dads and grads. I love it. Everyone's doing all of these Father's Day gift lists, and I thought let's throw one up as well, and especially because we have our wood oven workshops, and let's do this one for the pizza making dad.
Yep, wood oven workshop coming up, and it's on the tip of our tongue because we are doing the maintenance for the wood oven.
Exactly.
And
so what are some of the basics? I know everyone, if you've got a wood oven out there, you've got your peel, you've got your brush, things like that. Number one thing, if you are pizza making, whether you have a wood oven or not.
Oh, okay. This is a great one. And it's simple and it's cheap. Is a sack of semolina. What is semolina? Semolina is grano duro, hard wheat. And I use semolina when I dust my boards for pizza and pasta for two reasons. One, it's a much coarser grind than flour, so it does not impart itself into the dough, meaning if you use flour and you're rolling out your pizza dough, it will go into the dough, and if you do it really bad, your dough will start cracking on the edges just because it gets so dried out. And number two is flour and cornmeal tend to stick to the pizza, and if they burn, you'll have burned cornmeal and flour on the pizza, where semolina, when it burns, it sticks to the oven and the pizza comes away clean. So,
big tip. We get that as one of the number one questions we get for any of the pizza nights, classes, videos. What is he dusting on the board?
Semolina, not regular flour, and not cornmeal. Cornmeal, not only is cornmeal stick to the dough, it just goes right into it. It's stupid. It reminds me of like Pizza Hut or like Domino's.
Another great gift idea, whether you have a pizza oven or not, or you're just using a stone in your oven or your barbecue, is the boxes.
What do you do your proof in for your dough, or what do you keep them in to for the final proof in the balls? I have. The company is called Lexan, and they make a whole range of absolutely the coolest, indestructible, awesomest, heavy. I won't even want to call them plastic because it's not the material they're made out of is not called plastic. It's called Lexan, and they're just the hardcore containers for professional kitchens. Go on and check it out, and these will be the last of these kind of containers, whether they're like for leftovers or for they make pizza boxes as well. It's just much more convenient. If you have a dad or a grad, God, I hate that.
I know you do.
Who does a lot of pizza making? It's really a good thing, and you can you can do the bulk rise in these. That you've seen them in the pizza places.
Exactly. That's what I was just gonna say. As soon as you look this up, you will go, I've seen this everywhere. Whether it's at Costco, near the bakery, or in.
They're white. They stack. They have a lid on the top. They're made out of indestructible, heavy plastic. It's it's a good gift.
It is a good gift. One of my favorite things on this list, this is now, you need the oven or I guess your barbecue, but it's called Stickin'. And this is a Swedish-made wood slicer. I wouldn't say chipper because it's not into chips.
Kindling maker?
Yeah.
What it is it's basically, think of a
you bolt it to the wall.
Remember the paper cutters that the teacher had back in grade school with the
Yes.
take that knife that the paper cutter's on, that knife, and put it vertical.
And attach it to your wall.
And attach it to your wall and put steps where you put the little piece of wood. And instead of using a hatchet, because Ashley saw that I was definitely going to lose fingers because I would cut the kindling by just, putting the little piece of wood vertically and taking the hatchet and
Dink.
Ding. This basically does that, but without the potential loss of fingers.
And it's not sharp when you go to touch it.
No, it's not a sharp
So it's
blade.
something that kids could use if they were shown how.
It's Swedish. There is a distributor in the States. It's not cheap. It's about $200, but this is a giant piece of iron.
Oh, you'll have it forever.
We've had it for 10 years. It works as good as today as it did the first day.
And why is this a good thing to have?
Because one common mistake that I see is when people have an outdoor wood oven is they throw logs on constantly. And you can't throw logs on. In fact, here I can get wood ordered that's for a pizzaiolo, for the pizza maker. And it'll be different gauges of sticks from a larger gauge to a smaller gauge. Because the logs store a lot of energy, but they don't they don't release the heat quick. So you need a bunch of different sizes of wood. And the sticking can take a nice chunk of wood and slice it for starting fires or for the pizza oven as well. And you'll have all your fingers. It'll be great.
Exactly. I love that one. The next one on the list is on this list because you use it for pizza, but you use this for everything.
Yeah, this is an indispensable item in the kitchen. Every time you start cooking, you should have this next to you, and it's called a bench knife or a dough scraper. And it is a dull stainless steel, dull edge with a handle on the top. You can go to the fancy store, whatever your fancy kitchen store, and spend about $30, or you can go to the hardware store and go to the paint section, and you'll find them there as well. And these are for cutting in corners or something. And it's about, 15 centimeters, about 6 inches. It's a rigid back with plastic, and it's got a dull edge on the front. And this is great. Cleaning off your board, grabbing your dough balls, because if you go to pick up your dough balls with a hand, you'll smush the air out of them. So you use this to kind of get under them and bring them to the table. Another cheapy, great gift for someone who makes a lot of pizza. Or doesn't even make pizza.
Exactly. This next one, I don't even know what you would call it. Trivets, stands. We've got these made for our wood oven. They're easily found in our hardware stores here.
Yeah,
Help me out.
When you cook in the wood oven and you do roasts or something that you don't want the pan or pot to be on the bottom of the oven because it's too hot, we have these iron, what do you call them?
I know. Stands,
sure. It's just a circle of iron with 3 legs or 4 legs on it, and it goes on the bottom of the oven, and you put your pot on top of that. You can achieve the same thing with just putting it up on fire bricks, but I like this because air passes underneath, so you get whereas the fire bricks will conduct the heat up through. I mean, I guess the metal will too eventually, but it's less metal on the pot than setting it on fire bricks, which is just like setting it on the bottom of your oven.
And probably the best gift of all is a trip out here to our wood oven workshop. We have a few spaces left, 3 to 6 July and 4 to 7 September. And we'd love to have you out. We'll go over all of the ways we've talked about before, but regulating the heat, utilizing the oven at about 4 different temperatures to really maximize the usage of why we're firing this thing up to begin with. It's not just for pizza. We've noticed a lot of wives in particular for the wood oven workshop, the husbands seem to think, oh, I make pizza, I'm great at that, I just need to figure out a few other things. And the wives are like, the pizza is not great, it's not round, or problems with the dough, why is the shape so wonky, or you're not able to roll it out properly. We'll go over all of that as well.
Not only that, cook using the oven in different temperatures. And before you go out, please, if you're looking at doing this and you're going to spend thousands and thousands of euros or dollars or whatever, putting in this gorgeous oven, and then you don't have a clue how to use it.
Seriously, we follow a bunch of groups on Facebook.
It's amazing how many people, and they're gorgeous, gorgeous ovens.
Oh, and they spend the money on all the tools.
Well, the less you know, the more gadgets you buy. I mean, look at this. In the kitchen, here's what's really interesting. In the kitchen, I find the place where quality and price come together. But for stuff like tools for like the garage, like I go way overboard on the quality that I need because I'm an amateur. I don't know what I'm doing. But in the kitchen, I do know what I'm doing, and I know that's too much to spend for that. So it's interesting how the less you know, the more crap you buy to try to help you out. The more you know, it's like, gee, I could just give me a knife and get at it. You know,
it's also a little shiny.
It is shiny. So please, if you're going to spend all that money, whether you come out to our workshop or not, do a little research on how to use this oven. And just remember, there is a steep learning curve, and you can break your oven if you do not know what you're doing. It'll never be the same. Believe you me, I'm searching Europe for a product to fix mine.
Done and done. You learned the hard way for sure. No?
Yeah. Oh, well, I'll put it out there. If anyone's in construction or can point me in the right direction, because I can't find anything other than refractory cement here in Italy, or here in my area, I should say. I have a problem that I have cracks going through my oven because I heated the oven improperly coming out of the winter for many years. And not only that, in the joints, the refractory cement that I put in falls out every single year and just doesn't. I have now basically think of it as like giant escape hatches for heat. So wood oven's really a heat sponge. You heat it up you cook everything by having the stone suck in the heat. And if the stone is cracked, just like water, heat will find a way out. And there's a pressure. We've talked about
Yeah, you don't have to get into it.
Okay. Anyway,
I was just going to say, wrap it up.
Knows a product because I can't get in from the top, I have to go from the inside the oven because it's actually built into the building. So if anyone knows a product that is heat resistant that I can actually refinish the entire inside of the oven to get the heat seal again, please let me know.
All right. Hopefully we'll get some.
I doubt it.
I doubt it. It's going to be something that is great, unavailable in Europe.
Oh, of course. Yeah, there's this brand new product here that we just. Yeah, of course. No, I'm in the middle of nowhere. I can get refractory cement, and that's it.
Seriously, Bakey, what is it? Cream of tartar, and we just found out that bicarbonate and something else also is at the hardware or at the pharmacy. Epsom salt.
Bicarbonate's baking soda.
No, I know. I mean, I'm sorry. Epsom salt was only available at the pharmacy.
And Epsom salt in Italy is called sale inglese, English salt. I had no idea.
I know.
There you go. Learn something new every day.
There you go. Word of the day.
It is available at the pharmacy.
What else is going on? I think that's about it for today's podcast. We've got to get...
the sun is up. I can see outside now, so it's time to get to work.
We've been raring to go, and now it's time. We've got some painting to do and planting the rest of my garden flowers and... Yeah.
Getting rid of the car. Oh, today goes away our first car. So
the shit box.
The shit box. We got when we first moved here. My first brand new car ever was a Hyundai i10 EDHE, very little tiny toaster car. And today she's going to be destroyed.
I rolled her down a hill. Yeah. We've driven her all over Europe. How many miles?
I don't know. The odometer keeps resetting. We're probably in the 300,000 kilometer mark.
I hate to say it like this, but dude, that car ran
forever. The Hyundai makes a good one. And I'm just sad. I don't want to see it go, but the
front end is held on by
everything's shot. The motor
zip ties.
Motor runs great, but the suspension, everything. I mean, this road just destroyed her. But it's the insurance and the road tax expires at the end of the month, and I don't want to pay for it again because it's not going to be worth it. And we're going to go. We have to take her in to be crushed.
I know. I'll be crushed.
Sad. I kind of want to just see if we can just turn in the license plates and keep the car and turn it and get our I just feel like I really should have a bunch of broken down, crappy cars in my driveway.
Start collecting.
I need rusty machinery and broken cars littering. I got a busted rider we can put it next to.
Perfect. And that
And the
wheelbarrow.
The wheelbarrow, and down there I've got a rototiller with the motor out. We've got a little collection.
Welcome to Napoli, Oklahoma. God.
All right, that's it. We got to go.
Yep. Have a great day. You know where to find us, latavolamarche.com, LATAVOLAMARCHE. We hope to see you sometime this summer or fall at our farmhouse. Ciao, ciao.
All right.
Sentire Media.
Hey, podcast producers and show hosts. Do you want to join a podcast network that celebrates all things Italian? At Sentire Media, we understand the allure of Italy and its unique culture. Our devoted team of hosts and producers are all driven by their shared passion for Italy. And we work tirelessly to create the best lifestyle podcasts and content that will whisk you away to the very heart of Italy. With us, you can savor the mouth-watering flavors, get lost in the stories from the past, break down the cultural barriers, and truly immerse yourself in the vibrant traditions of this intoxicating country. If you have a great podcast idea or are already in production and would like to join Sentire Media, head over to sentiremedia.com. That's SENTIRE media.com and find out how to submit your show.